What's good YouTube, man? It's your boy Lord7, and today we have an interesting video for y'all, and that's starting with Boruto in 2022, the ultimate watch guide. So the main reason why I'm making this video is because the Boruto anime gets a lot of hate. We have people saying Boruto has too much filler, saying Boruto is on the same level as Sakura and Naruto, Boruto is a brat, the new generation will never surpass the old generation. There's so much hate flying around the Boruto anime. I can go on and on about it. Because to say Boruto is on the same level as Sakura, that is complete disrespect. Even looking at Sakura in the Boruto series, yeah, you can definitely say she progressed as a character, but talking about pre-Boruto, she was annoying. Saying Boruto has way too many filler episodes, that's bogus too. We have anime canon episodes with not a lot of filler. And if y'all don't believe me, the numbers are right here. 161 anime canon episodes, 54 manga canon episodes, 29 filler episodes, and 11 mixed canon episodes. So to say Boruto has a lot of filler episodes is quite ignorant, because the data is speaking for itself. If you add up the canon episodes, manga episodes, and the mixed canon, you have 226 out of 256 canon episodes. And I'm not here to disrespect the people who don't like to watch the Boruto anime because of the filler. I'm making this video to educate and bring more Boruto fans to the series, because people expect Boruto to be like Naruto and they get mad when they see that it's not. They're two different people with different upbringings and personalities, and people just can't seem to understand that. But I won't do too much talking, but before we get into the video, smash that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, because I heard if you do those two things, you'll unlock the shotgun gun. Timestamps in the description for all separate parts in this video. People who know they want to watch Boruto but are not sure how to watch it can skip to the ways to watch it segment. But I recommend watching the whole video so you know what you're getting yourself into. So without further ado, hit my intro.
Everything's going Gucci, see me loopy. I can't let a nigga shoot me, I'm in a two-seat. And before I speak about it, rather grab it loosely. Dirty crib, but a dip if I'm in a hoopty.
The many episodes in the Naruto franchise are one of many highlights in this amazing series. The Boruto anime starts off differently than Naruto did in the first couple of episodes. To start Naruto off, we got Naruto with no friends or family. For the most part, he was hated by the people of the Hidden Leaf Village because of the Nine-Tailed Soot inside of him. While the Boruto anime kicks off in a peaceful world after the 4th grade ninja war, so you're not getting the same type of vibe off rip. But if you really want to be technical about it, it kicks off with a flash forward to draw the audience over. The main reason why I enjoy watching Boruto is because of the anime canon episodes that dive into core moments that the manga couldn't cover, such as the Kawaki arc. Kishimoto and Kodachi really fleshed out his backstory, him as a person in the current timeline, etc. And not just with Kawaki, but the other characters as well. Most of the characters in the anime get their screen time, gets their highlight reel. For example, Mujino in the manga, Kodachi showed this random character that nobody really cared about. But in the anime, I was hyped, I was up yelling, I was going crazy for him. Without spoiling, of course. But what I'm trying to say is that the anime does justice for its characters. The anime really shows the behind the scenes that the manga couldn't cover. And it makes sense because the Boruto manga is monthly, so there's only so much they can talk about. And when people say Boruto is kiddie, there's no fights, they have Game Boys, computers, all of this crazy stuff, I find it mind-boggling. Now think of it like this. The whole point of Naruto was to bring peace to the shinobi world. And after that, 15 years in the making, you have people like Eriki to invent the Thunder Train, and Katsusuke the scientist. Those are the people that's trying to enhance the shinobi world. However, even though it seems like I'm talking about it like it's perfect, it's not. If I were to make a graph, this is what it would look like. Now you might think if the anime gets worse, what's the point in watching it? In this graph, there's more beats. There's things to look forward to after the next couple of arcs. The thing is, there's arcs in between the highlights that are a lot slower from time to time with considerably worse animation. And I know a lot of people who dropped the series because of that, because you definitely need a lot of patience to that point. But I said slower, not terrible. There's still interesting stuff that happens in the slower arcs, but comparing it to the highlights, and I'm talking high effing lights, you'll be so glad you went through the slow stuff where you make it to the crazy arcs that are waiting for you. That kind of build up makes the actual big moments even bigger. One of the most popular duos you'll ever see in anime history after nearly 200 episodes for Kawaki to appear. It still means you have to sit through slow stuff from time to time. But listen, even with that in mind, I still very much think it's worth watching Boruto, because you'll very much likely enjoy the first couple of arcs you watch. And even if you do decide to drop the series after that, you'll still never regret watching the first part at all. Personally, I haven't thought about dropping it now because the road is too interesting and I have the patience to wait for those highlights. And I'm so glad I did, but I can also understand if there's a lot of anime you want to watch, you're a busy person, you don't have enough patience, or whatever the case may be. Either way, you will not regret starting because the first few arcs are just that good. And there's also the possibility the journey interests you so much that you don't mind watching the slower stuff. Also, the fight scenes are out of this world. It's all about tricking your opponent with 200 IQ plays, most of the time at least. But what makes Boruto so damn good is that we like to box. Boruto has one of the greatest fight scenes in the new gen anime. We got Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, Kawaki versus Garo, Team 7 versus Boro, Naruto versus Ishiki. I can name 3 to 4 handfuls of amazing fights in Boruto. That's what made Naruto so popular in his anime, because the first part of Naruto was toe-to-toe, throwing straight hands. Then Shippuden became more of who has the better ninjutsu. And don't get me wrong, Shippuden has one of the most crazy toe-to-toe fights of all time in anime history. We have Kakashi versus Obito, Rock Lee versus Shinra, Asuma versus Hidan. And speaking of that fight, they did justice in the Boruto series, with Mirai versus Hidan's successor, which is anime canon that I'll dive into later on in this video. Then you have Boruto fights, and this is where people start to fall off the series because of the scientific ninja tools. Once again, Boruto is in a different time than Naruto. It's literally called Boruto Naruto Next Generations. The old generation had to work hard to become stronger. Meanwhile, the new generation can be weak with scientific ninja tools and hold their ground against a Chunin to Jonin level shinobi. That's the skill gap between the old and new generation. But don't forget, Kakashi once said the new generation will always surpass the old one. Hopefully, I hope you decide to give the Boruto series a try. You won't regret it, and honestly, for me, Naruto was the first anime I've ever watched. So moving on to the next part, how to watch Boruto. I'll list the different ways in no specific order first, then after that I'll discuss the pros and cons from every method so you can make a decision. There are a few different ways to watch Boruto. First, fundamental to the story. 2, if you're wanting pure manga content only, which I don't recommend but I'll still list it. 3, episodes that are skippable but you may want to watch them just to get a better grasp of the story. 4, episodes that are not as bad as filler, but you could maybe watch them if you have the time and patience. Personally, I would advise you to skip them. Okay, so getting into it, anime chapter episodes. Now, like I said before, I don't recommend this route because you're not getting the same type of vibe with the characters, scenes, and the small stuff that really counts, compared to watching anime canon episodes to get a better feel for the story. The pro is, you get to watch all the cool moments seen from the manga. Now, of course, it's going to be amazing because to have a monthly shonen manga like Boruto, Kishimoto and Kodachi can't be us around. That's the difference between weekly and monthly shonen manga. One has less pages and has to keep pushing out content faster, meaning they can ramble, take their time, go in depth on new characters, backstories, or whatever the case may be, while the other one has a whole month to figure out how to tell their story. They can't use that whole month just to throw out some filler, so Kishimoto and Kodachi have to keep the Boruto manga interesting. But if you want the episodes to the manga only content, here it is. Fundamental to the story. Start with episodes 1 through 15. The prologue kicks off with a flash forward 7 years into the future, showcasing Boruto fighting Kawaki. And what makes this scene so popular is that we see Boruto wearing Sasuke's cape, headband, and using his sword called the Kusanagi. So we have no clue if Sasuke dies and Boruto takes his apparel to remember his sensei, or if Sasuke just decided to give up everything, which I don't think happens. And in that scene we see Kawaki saying, "I'll send you where I sent the 7th Hokage." Could either mean Kawaki kills Naruto, or he sends him to a different dimension. But that's a video for next time. Then you can skip episodes 16 and 17 just to save yourself roughly 40 minutes to get caught up faster. You don't have to watch episode 18 with this mixed canon filler, but I found the episode wholesome because it was a day in the life of the Uzumaki family. So I personally enjoyed it because we get to see Naruto with his family and we know exactly what Naruto went through as a child. Then I say watch episodes 19 to 39. These episodes were really amazing. Kicks off with Saruto going to the library to study the Uchiha name, wanting to know a little more about her dad since she never met him. We also get to see new characters with the Sharingan in the Akatsuki organization, Boruto versus Kakashi, overall a 8 out of a 10 arc. After that, watch episodes 51 through 66. Some of you may have seen clips from this arc or going to see similar moments again from the movie, because if you don't know already, episode 1 of Boruto is leading up to the events in the movie, also known as the Chunin exam arc. Not much I can say here. Overall, great arc, 9.5 out of a 10. Great fights, emotional moments, character development, and the cinematics were out of this world. And this is where people said the Boruto anime fell off. They all said after the Momoshiki Chunin exam arc, the anime went downhill. Personally, I enjoyed it, but I can definitely understand why people don't like it, because some even say it's a copy and paste from Naruto. One of the main plots in Naruto was to find Sasuke. He leaves the village for years, his rival is searching for him, that drama that we all should know about by now. In this arc, it's about Mizuki leaving the village to find his will, and Boruto is eager to find him and bring him back to the Hidden Leaf village. Sounds familiar? And if I'm being real, they definitely could have done better after one of its peaks in the anime. But I say watch episodes 70 through 95 because there are a lot of great moments in this arc, such as impactful deaths to help the new generation of shinobi become stronger. We even get to see old characters from the past. The only thing I didn't like about this arc, besides them copy and pasting from Naruto, I'd say episode 70 with Metal and Rock Lee. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm actually just triggered thinking about it. So you could skip episode 70 and start at 71, but if you're curious to know what I'm talking about, then check it out. After that, go watch episodes 98 through 111. I really enjoyed this arc, mainly because they did justice for an old sensei during the Shippuden era. Definitely a 7.5 out of a 10. Next, the Urashiki Otsutsuki arc. This is where I first started making YouTube videos, so this arc kind of means something to me. And it's also one of my personal favorites because it's also known as the time travel arc into the past, where we get to see Boruto and adult Sasuke meet the old generation. I was mainly hyped to see Jiraiya Sensei again. I strongly recommend watching episodes 120 through 136. The next arc is probably one of the biggest stepping stones in the Boruto anime, which is the prison arc. So watch episodes 141 through 151, then skip to 157 and watch all the way up to 255. Not even trolling, because during those 98 episodes, we get the introduction of the Kara organization, which is the main group in the manga. This is non-stop excitement, especially episodes between 180 to 220. Seriously, when y'all get here, prepare yourselves for some hype. Where to watch Boruto? I recommend watching Boruto on Crunchyroll. This is not a sponsored video, but I've been using Crunchyroll for about 3 to 4 years now and had no issues. The lowest tier with no ads is $8 a month, and if you don't want to pay, you can watch it for free with ads. If you don't have Crunchyroll, I say use Hulu, because personally, I don't like to use websites because I'll just feel weird thinking I'm going to get a virus. That's just me. I just rather pay the extra dollars for the protection. And that will be the end of the video. If y'all enjoyed this type of video and want more of it, smash that like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's go for 20K subs by the end of the year. It's your boy Lord 7th, and we're out.